Well, welcome once again to the Ahern Video Podcast. Today I want to talk about the gift of giving and the St. Mary's Food Bank. As many of you know, I have been a foundation sponsor for the St. Mary's Food Bank for the last 15 years. St. Mary's is the first food bank in the world, the largest food bank in the world. 96 cents out of every dollar collected goes back into the community. 90% of all the funds collected go to feed families with small children. And the St. Mary's Food Bank is the first emergency responder. So when you had the catastrophes in Oklahoma and Alabama, St. Mary's, along with their trucking affiliates, were able to deliver medical supplies, food, and water to those that were in need. I'm a strong believer that it's very important that you give back to the community. I'm a strong believer that it's important that people know that you care. We have 47 million people that are hunger deprived in the United States. Of those 47 million, 16 million of those are children. By hunger deprived, that means they don't know where they're going to get their next meal. I've owned Ahern and Associates since 1987. I've written the Ahern advisory newsletter since 1997. I've done these podcasts for the last 3 or 4 years. And everything that we do is geared for the transportation industry. It's free of charge, and it's my way to give back to the industry that has allowed me to raise my children. At the same time, I think it's very important that as a community we rise and take care of those that are less fortunate. Since the Great Second Depression, it's had a tremendous devastating effect on the trucking industry. Just this last quarter, I think the American Trucking Association indicated that we took another 10,000 trucks out of our system. Now think about that. That's 10,000 trucks that went out of our system. There's been statistics that show that only 67% of the total population is working full-time. That means that 33% aren't. Many people rely on food banks for their lifeline support. Many people rely on the food banks to survive. And you know, it's interesting being a transportation analyst and doing business not only in the United States but overseas. You look at what the world economy is doing, and you look at what's happening in the world economy, and here we are, the strongest nation in the world, and we can't even feed our own at home, and that's pretty sad. So what I'm asking you to do today is give the gift of giving. Give the gift of caring. Let someone know that they are not forgotten. Let these people know that they are important. Let these people know that there is some hope. For every dollar contributed, it equals $7 of food. So if you contribute $5, that's 35 meals. If you contribute $100, that's 700 meals. If you want to be a foundation sponsor, you can be a foundation sponsor. But regardless of what you send, you're sending a very important message, and that is that you care. I've had an opportunity to work with literally thousands of trucking companies over my career. We've been involved in over 450 plus transactions over our career, and we've helped over 300 or 400 companies grow their business or fix their business or stop their business from hemorrhaging. And as I've said before, trucking is made up of middle America. Well, middle America is suffering. Children are suffering. The elderly are suffering. We've seen all the catastrophes in the newspapers about how certain people are not being taken care of because we're not paying attention. Well, we can't expect the federal government to do everything. And I'm not going to get into the political situation, but what I'm asking you to do is go online and contribute to the St. Mary's Food Bank, or you can send a check made out to the St. Mary's Food Bank, care of Ahern and Associates, Ltd., 2198 East Camelback Road, Suite 210, Phoenix, Arizona, 85016. Your contribution will let people that are less fortunate than you know that we do care. Until next time, thank you for attending the podcast.